Shake and DT always seem so cool. Anytime I see them together, I be like, why he don't like her again? I forget because they literally be seeming so perfect together. What's up, it's Nikki. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be giving you part 2 of my recap and thoughts on the Netflix series Love is Blind Season 2, Episodes 6 through 10. If you did not watch part 1, click on the card for that video and then come back to this one. Okay, so another couple that I really wanted a happy ending for was Iyanna and Jared. Again, mainly because I just really like Iyanna and I wanted things to work out for her. I really wanted a happy ending, a happily ever after for Iyanna. But actually, though, as I was watching the series, I really thought that Iyanna was going to say no at the altar. When Iyanna goes to see Jared's place and she takes issue with a personalized watch holder he still has that was a gift from an ex, which I really didn't see the big deal. Iyanna was also still making comments regarding Jared's relationship with Mallory, so it seemed to still be some maybe tension or unfinished business there. Iyanna wondering what the difference was between the two. Jared wants to start having kids in about a year, but Iyanna is still going to school and wants to wait about 3 years to have kids. It just seemed to me like they had some real just fundamental issues. Iyanna working to get a master's degree and having kids at the same time. I just didn't see that really being plausible. Jared going out all the time with his friends, which if I were his fiance, the very first thing I would have said was, are these the same friends who abandoned you when you were laid up in a hospital? Because remember, Jared said he got stabbed and was laid up in the hospital by himself and ain't had nobody there, child. So who is these friends you partying with? And I'm sorry, I can't with no grown behind man playing video games. I can't. Plus, Jared just being a scrub and giving me liar and player vibes. Jared's lifestyle seemed to be the polar opposite of Iyanna. I just didn't like Jared as a match for Iyanna the more the season played out. Even the fact that he pretty much chose Mallory first, which I always took issue with and even wanted her to say no to the proposal. I think Jared and Iyanna did get more emotionally deep in the podcast than him and Mallory, at least from what we were shown. Their connection was not on the same level, but I did call it back then that Jared was leaning more towards Mallory because of the connection of owning property and being more established, because Jared just seems to me like one of those people who want to be Beyonce and Jay-Z, you know, a power couple, and they want their relationship to be a certain image. They want a certain status, a certain look. That was the vibes that I get from Jared. So I wasn't having much hope in their journey ending in marriage. I thought that Jared would be a yes, and I really thought that Iyanna would be a no. I will say, I think that over time, Iyanna did help Jared grow, and I do think he ended up appreciating and recognizing their bond was built on a much more solid foundation than him and Mallory. At least that's the vibe I got when he was talking to Salvador. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. I'm not sure. Now, I really love Jared's family. I love his family. So when Iyanna goes to meet Jared's family, pretty much they did not know anything about her or this experiment. They ain't know nothing about nothing. So all this getting dropped on them, they took it well, in my opinion. The stepmother even said, welcome to the family, to Iyanna. They were very welcoming, very just supportive. Jared's family was so accepting of the entire situation. So Jared's dad is a minister and said that it would mean the world to him to perform their ceremony. Child, that melted my heart. I dropped one little thug tip. I love Jared's dad. I love when his dad got so choked up and emotional. I love seeing men get emotional and cry. It is so endearing, especially when men get choked up and emotional over their kids. Now, when Iyanna says how she was so happy to be welcomed by Jared's family and she wishes he could get that, but that the vibes will be different with meeting her family. Y'all, when she said that, I was expecting the worst. I was like, well, dang, girl, how is your family gonna react? But I loved Iyanna family, and it didn't seem like a cold welcome or anything. No, it wasn't like Jared's family, but child, Iyanna just made it seem like so dramatic. I thought she was going to have the most awful parents. Now, when Jared meets Iyanna's family, it was definitely intense now, child. Look, I could tell Iyanna mama don't play. But I thought Jared actually handled the situation well. I feel like it wasn't anything horrible though. They were just normal concerned parents. I mean, this is something odd for your child to come at you with, and it is odd for your child to marry someone that you don't know. So Iyanna moves in with Jared, and Iyanna has a really cute cat too. Oh, just like Danielle, I want a kitten. But child, I need the cat to go out with my dog because I'm not doing the litter box. Okay, Iyanna was taking issue with Jared going out on a Tuesday. And even though Jared was saying how he knows his lifestyle, etc., as a married man has to change, yada, 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 she tells him that Iyanna pretty much needed him to show her with actions. But in the short time that they have before their wedding, I mean, he can't really show much. So I felt all this was leading up to Iyanna saying no at the altar. But child, they both said yes. And I was shocked. I really, really was shocked. But I was really happy for them both. They both have great families, seem to have great support systems. It seems like, you know, maybe they can do well. Hopefully it will be a happy marriage and a happy ending. I hope it worked. Child, all my predictions were wrong. So my prediction for Mallory and Salvador was that they would both be a yes. Salvador really seemed head over heels for Mallory. I mean, since the beginning. Mallory, though, she didn't seem quite as on board as him. I mean, it felt more like she was trying to go along and make the relationship work. If that makes sense. Like, she wanted it to work. I just never saw a real chemistry. But Mallory just... she just didn't seem as emotionally invested as Salvador. I also feel like Mal was not used to a man being as emotionally open or available or emotionally intelligent as Salvador seemed to be. I don't know. Once they left Mexico, even in Mexico though, it just seemed like a disconnect to me, more so on Mallory's side. It was like she was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But I didn't think she was going to say no. I really thought she would say yes at the altar. I thought they both were, because as the episodes progressed, Mallory did seem to be falling more and more for Salvador. Mallory goes to meet Salvador's sisters, and it went really well. Everybody being family and parents just went well, child. Most. His sisters seemed to like her, even meeting Sal's roommate and watching them singing and playing guitar. I don't know. Mal just seemed to be getting more and more on board. Now, Salvador meeting Mallory's sister didn't go as smoothly. Apparently, there was some issue the sister had because Mallory's longest relationship was 6 years and Sal's longest relationship was 2 years. But I'm not sure why that matters. Why does the length of a failed relationship, I don't understand. Like, why are we judging that? I don't know. But really, 2 years is a long amount of time to be child. Mallory's sister did ask some real and hard questions though. I actually felt like I really liked her sister until she did not show up to support Mallory when she was picking out her wedding dress. I don't know. I have the most opinionated family in the entire world. My mama can't ever just shut the heck up about nothing, child. She always gotta tell me how she feel about something, child. But they are going to support me whether they agree or not. Like, I mean, I feel like family isn't supposed to be here to control your actions and decisions. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't need your approval for my life. Not showing up does not stop your sister from getting married. It just stops you from being there to support her. I don't understand. I didn't like that Mallory was down about her sister and mom not showing up to help her pick out her wedding dress. It really did seem to affect her. It really did seem to bother her. I feel like when you love someone, when someone is your family, you support them even when you do not agree with what they choose to do, because you are not the end-all, be-all authority on what someone else should do. I mean, let's be real. People get married in very short periods of time and stay married for 60 years in happy marriages, and some people don't. Whether it works out or not is not the point. It is their life to experience. I mean... And I feel like, okay, so you love someone, but you will only show up and support them if they do things that you agree with? The hell kind of mess is that? Like, what kind of family is that, child? I don't know. I'm the type of person where I'm like, look, okay, what's the worst that can happen? And if the answer ain't death, I'd be like, well, child, go for it. Now, I was confused by this. Okay, so Mallory and Salvador end up having a huge argument that was so bad they could not even sleep in the same dang room. And I'm mad the cameras weren't catching these fights, child. Apparently, some ex-girl, ex-hookup randomly showed up at Sal's sister's place. And the sisters let the girl in, right? But I am truly confused how this started a fight. And started a fight so bad, they had to sleep in separate rooms. I don't know. I mean, what does Salvador have to do with someone's actions that he is not even in contact with? I don't understand. Mallory feels like, why would someone act in such an extreme way unless Salvador was making promises to her, etc.? Sal tells her that he did not promise anything to the girl, and they were both dating other people. Apparently, this is somebody he was hooking up with before joining the experiment. Then, when Mal kind of had an attitude and was saying, you introduce every girl to your sister. What? Why does it matter who he introduced his sisters to before you? I don't know. Am I clueless? I mean, do y'all know how many randoms my cousins done brought the family function, child, and I brought to meet their mama? I mean, randoms. It'd be a different girl every family function. I don't get why this was such a big deal. A conversation, yes. Something you don't like, yeah, okay. But a huge blowout fight where y'all gotta sleep in separate rooms. So Mallory asked Salvador if this is what he really wants. But child, was I the only one perplexed? What does a random girl I used to date showing up at my sister's place, unbeknownst to me, have to do with why I joined the experiment or if I want to marry you? Y'all, am I crazy? Mal says, if there is someone else you want to be with, then tell me. What? Sal was not in contact with the girl. I don't know. I felt like it had to be more going on than the viewer was privy to, because this just was not adding up to me. Now, Mallory ends up saying that they are good, but if something else comes up, she cannot work past it. They will be done. Now, this threw me. If something else comes up, we can't work past it, we done. Child, ain't marriage just continuously working through stuff? What am I missing, child? And you mean to tell me that if a random human being that I can't control and that I have no contact with does something unbeknownst to me, we done? The kind of marriage can we have? What are you talking? I don't know, y'all. Like I said, it had to be something more to the story. I swear there had to be more to the story than just a random ex that Sal was not in contact with popping up at his sister's house, child. This was really odd, and I wasn't sure really what to think of it. Like I said, I feel like there was more to the story. I really feel like there was a lot more going on with Sal, a lot more going on with Mallory and Sal that we just weren't privy to. But I was annoyed with Mal, and I wish she could have been called out because she gave Sal so much ish, but her conversation with Jared was inappropriate and she really never took responsibility. It was trifling, and then she was trifling for how she was spinning ish when Sal confronted her about it. But then she flipped out on, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Anyway, Salvador cooks a nice meal and has rose petals on the floor and candles. Just a romantic meal set up when Mallory gets home. He sings for her, and child, look, I do love Sal. I love Sal singing. But I was like, come on now, bro. Come on now. You cannot be a one-trick pony. You gotta pull some other ish out the hat. Like sometimes it can't just be singing all the time. Now, the day of their wedding, Mallory's sister actually shows up, which I was happy about, but she was annoying like a mofo with her questions. Child, I can't be in these families. I do not have to prove anything to you about what I do. You better just sit on the sideline and pat me on the back. I ain't answering no questions, but child, she ain't my sister, so let me not get riled up. Now, before the wedding, Salvador says that he feels undecided, and that was really surprising for me because Sal really seemed 100% throughout this entire process. Salvador ends up saying no at the altar, and I was shocked like a mug. Like I said, all my predictions was wrong, child. I'm glad I ain't put no money on this. I would not have been shocked if Mallory said no, even though I thought she would say yes. I wouldn't have been shocked if she said no. Then when Mallory asks him if he wants to continue dating and exploring a relationship or whatever, and Sal was like, he need to take a few days, I was like, wow, when he said that. So Salvador ends up saying that he loves Mal, but he needed them to build more trust with each other and better communication. Man, I really wish that I had just more of an understanding of the breakdown of their relationship and what went down. I'm honestly clueless because I just knew Sal was a definite yes. But child, I don't know ish because apparently, I don't know ish. I had all this ish wrong. All the yeses, all the no's, I had it wrong. I will say Sal has been my fave of the guys since the beginning. He is the most emotionally mature and stable person of the cast, or at least that's how he seems to be. I feel like he was the only person holding up him and Mal's relationship together. Sal was literally going all out, constantly complimenting Mallory, reassuring Mallory, romantic gestures, etc. It was just not reciprocated. And the way that Mal would go so strongly at him, any little thing that he would do, like with the girl popping up at his sister's, but when he came to her about the convo she had with Jared, I don't know. It was very one-sided, child. She pretty much just was gaslighting him. I think she thought that Sal was the right choice, but the chemistry just was not there. Now, Shake and DT always seem so cool. Anytime I see them together, I be like, why he don't like her again? I forget because they literally be seeming so perfect together. Like their interactions. Now, Shake goes to meet DT's family, and I felt like I must have been like accidentally missing an episode or something because he was raving about her. And I was like, John, he sure singing a different tune since Mexico. Shake is the first guy that DT has brought home to her family, and it actually went really well. Y'all, I was flabbergasted. I was confused. I didn't know what show I was watching. I love DT's family. Her parents are great. I have nothing but good things to say about them. Deeps went to Shake's place because that's where they will be living. He was just, everything was going smooth, y'all. He had a nice place, very bachelor pad, but it was nice. He just was singing her praises, saying nice stuff to her. Their interactions seemed good. Deep's meeting Shake's parents went well. I really love Shake's parents. They both seem to come from really great families. Like, they was on track. Now, Shake ends up taking his mom along, and this was when I was like, okay, here's the Shake I remember seeing in the previous episodes, because I thought I was in a Twilight Zone. Y'all, I was in a Twilight Zone with how he just kept gushing about her and raving about her, and I was like, nigga, you was saying, when you and Jared just I don't understand. Shake tells his mom mom that he is just not feeling the overwhelming attraction, and that he has felt in other relationships that there was an attraction that's just not there with Deeps. Well, child, those relationships ended. But child, mom hit the nail on the head. She says that Deeps can go find someone who loves all of her the way she is. Yes, mama, let your son know. The way Shake been running around telling everybody and they mama how much he is not attracted to Deeps, I really have no clue why he is even still going along with all of this. Like, I was watching like, well, nigga, why you still here? So Shake ends up telling Deeps that in his life, there was one person he knew he could very easily spend the rest of his life with. And I thought he was about to pop up an ex-girlfriend or something, but he said it was her. But he tells her that he just does not feel an intense physical connection and that they should be on top of each other, but they're not. Now, I respected more Shake telling Deeps to her face how he feels as opposed to running around and saying it to everyone else and calling the girl his auntie. Nigga, you ain't finna just keep calling me your auntie. I feel like all this talk about instinctual and animalistic, child, you are not a passenger in your relationship. If you want passion in your relationship, then you create it. He never even held the girl's hand. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all ain't doing nothing physical. I don't know why people have this fairy tale that like all the ingredients of a relationship just comes easily. Now, you work on things, don't you? The connection, whether it's emotional or physical, is something you work on. I thought. I actually 100% agree with the advice that Shane gives to Shake. Yes, you can have initial chemistry with someone, but you really don't know if you have sexual chemistry with someone until y'all yada 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 together. Like, for real though, how do you really know until y'all... In my opinion, because you can have physical chemistry and be attracted to someone, but then y'all yada 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 and it's a letdown and you feel like y'all aren't very compatible in that area. Like Carrie and Berger, there's nothing wrong with having to work on physical chemistry, in my opinion, but Shay didn't care to do that. He just rather run around telling everybody she ain't attractive. I really feel like Shake needed to just say, look, I'm not attracted to Indian women. I hate my culture. My ideal beauty is whitewashed. It is what it is. Sorry. Shake and Shayna should have ended their engagements in Mexico, if you ask me. I mean, it was... Nah, child, Shake plans a romantic night, couples massage, but Lord Jesus up in heaven, Lord, y'all, they should have edited out his interview because it was so motherfucking terrible. I cannot even rehash it. That interview he did was... That was horrific. I feel so bad for DT. That's all I can say. But the night they had seemed really romantic and like a really good setup. Shake even got emotional saying some stuff to her. And as I was watching, child, I was like, look, Shake, if you can't have a hot night after this setup, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Going into their wedding, I wanted Deeps to say no. And I thought Shake and Deeps would both say yes. But look, I thought Deeps was going to say yes. I wanted her to say no. I thought they would both say yes. I thought they would both get married. Now, the morning of the wedding, Shake was telling his friends that he missing a physical connection. He was getting on my nerves. Really, this was his whole storyline. This is all he did was run around telling everybody how the girl ain't attractive. That was his storyline. Even the superficial stuff he was saying in the pods got, like, everything about him got on my nerves. First of all, though, why is the most bad body men being critical of how women look? Second of all, you marry someone for who they are, not how they look. Yes, looks, yes. But the looks are not going to raise your kids. The looks are not going to be there for you when your parents die. The looks aren't going to love you and support you. I don't know. It just felt like that was his whole storyline. And if you felt that way, why y'all here at the wedding? Shake and Deeps could work on that sexual chemistry, in my opinion. I personally do not believe that any great love story has ever been ruined over physical chemistry. Like, I don't. But if it is that huge of a deal, why are you here? Deep looked so gorgeous. She wore a traditional Indian bridal dress. I feel like Deeps and Ayana were the most gorgeous brides. As I was watching the episode, I was like, child, Deeps is gorgeous. And if Shake not attracted to her, he crazy. He should be all over that girl if you ask me. But yo, the Indian wedding was lit. Shake and the guys coming down the aisle playing the drums. Yo, that ish was so hype. That ish was live. They wedding was my fave. And Deeps had the best bridal dress. Was I the only one who got hyped when Shake and the guys was walking down the aisle with the drums? I was like, okay, what we doing? Y'all, when Deep said no, I was shocked, but I was happy. I thought she was gonna say yes. I thought they both were. I would have hated for them to get married because despite what the fool Shake was saying when he was trying to save face, Shake was gonna say yes. Period. But I would have hated for them to get married and then go to the reunion or the show air and Deep see all the stuff he was saying about her. Plus, like I said in my other video, Shake is superficial and he is full of self-hate regarding being Indian. I really was hoping they would not get married, but y'all, this is how you do it, ladies. You look motherfucking good because Deeps was dripping, baby. And you tell the God no. Look, you not finna be calling me your auntie, bro. Shake said out of his mouth that their emotional connection overshadows their lack of physical connection. That she is his best friend and how he loves waking up next to her and coming home to her. That he could easily see himself being with her for the rest of his life. The nigga was gonna say yes. Shake was hurt as hell when she said no. Shake would have been married if Deep said yes, period. I really wish they would have asked him first because I guarantee you, I would put money on it, Shake would have said yes. Guys, make sure you check out part 1 of my recap for episodes 6 through 10. And make sure you check out my video on the reunion. I will add both videos to the end screen. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watched until the end. If you like my content, please make sure you support my channel. Like this video, comment down below, share this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you will be alerted when I post TV show and movie reviews. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.